second demand is that Ukraine has to be neutral, and that means that Ukraine cannot be in NATO and that the West cannot give security guarantees to Ukraine. And of course, on that issue, there's all sorts of talk now that Putin is willing to allow the West, including the United States, to give security guarantees to Ukraine. I don't believe that for one second. To the extent that he would be willing to give security guarantees, those security guarantees would look like the ones that they were talking about at Istanbul in March and April of 2022. And the Russians would be involved in those security guarantees, and the Russians would have a veto over those security
Right.
guarantees.
Well,
So it
that's not
wouldn't,
much of a security guarantee from the Ukrainians' point of view, is it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, as you
Mm.
know, Freddie, I've long argued that this war is mainly about Ukraine and NATO. From the Russian point of view, I know many people in the West don't accept this, but from the Russian point of view, Ukraine and NATO is an existential threat. And having security guarantees from number one, the United States, and two, the Europeans, which form this coalition of the willing, is effectively the same as having a security guarantee from NATO, having an Article 5 guarantee. And that's just unacceptable to the Russians. So I don't think that they're going to cave on that point. And then the third demand, of course, has to do with disarming to a large extent the Ukrainian military, at least to a point where Ukraine does not have or does not present an offensive military threat to Russia. That's the third big demand. And I think those demands are non-negotiable. If you go over to the other side, you go over to where the West is, and here we're talking mainly about the Ukrainians and the Europeans, no territory